Hey, thank God for another day. Hey, I know we could be another way. Hey, pray. Thank God for another day. Hey, I know we could be another way.
Yo, it's your girl Jessica S. Smith, and I'm super excited about today. Listen, you have just entered into the safe room, Just Ask the Podcast, where we create a safe space for influencers to decompress. Let me start it over. Let's rewind it. What was that? I think I'm a little nervous because of the guest today, and I'm kind of excited because it's like a special occasion right now. So let me start over. Act like I've been doing this just for a little bit. Okay. Welcome to Just Ask the Podcast, where we create a safe space for influencers to decompress, have fun, and just ask. It's your girl Jessica S. Smith, and I'm super excited today. Before I tell y'all why I'm excited, Desiree.
What's up, y'all?
Desiree.
Hey.
Y'all.
It's a super special situation going on today.
It's
a super special situation.
Y'all, I'm super excited.
I just want to know, Jess, why is this so special for you?
You should have brought. Did you bring the tissue? Did you bring any tissue?
I ain't got no tissue. We just use a sleeve. Use a little blanket in front of you if you need to.
I do have my prophetic blanket.
Okay.
Listen, today.
Is that yours or mine's?
It's yours.
All right, then.
I'll wash it.
Okay.
Today is our 50th. Can somebody say 50th?
50th.
50th episode. Woo!
50th.
Y'all, if you really understood the process to get to 50,
well,
because it was hard to start with the one, okay? I'm proud of each and every episode, but I'm definitely proud. I am super proud of just being able to be consistent, be able to be not just consistent with y'all, but consistent with myself, because it's been so many times, and this is just a real moment, y'all. I know normally we just kind of like whoop, 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 whoop. But I was inconsistent with me for a long time.
That's real. Talk about it.
For a long time. And I'm going to try not to cry, because I told Desiree, I was like, Desiree, I might cry today. And that broke when I made a decision. Ugh. And some people say, oh, it's just simple to make decisions. No, this decision wasn't that easy, because I knew I had to show up.
Yeah. And
not just only show up, but I had to show up in front of people that may or may not like what I had going on, that may or may not like or understood what I was trying to go after. To be quite honest, Desiree, I didn't even understand it.
Yeah.
But I'm here
in
episode 50.
Come on.
Shout out to God. Shout out to Desiree. Thank y'all. And it's been a full year.
Wow.
To date that Desiree and I have been working together, y'all. So
that's special.
This what help would do. Oh, I feel my help coming on.
Yeah. I feel my Holy Ghost, my helper coming on.
I got my mic on.
Come on.
I got my hand on my mic.
Hey, these church mics, Jessica.
Of the goodness.
Of
my hand
Jesus.
On my hip.
Come on.
Of Jesus and all that he's done for me. Y'all,
my soul.
I said that at the workhouse, at the workplace, and I made them feel good on yesterday. So, we trying to tap out of that. But I want to say, before we get started on this episode, thank you.
Yeah, for real.
Thank you for going along this journey with me. Thank you for supporting the vision, the mission, the safe space. Thank you for allowing me in your living room, your car, your work. I'm going to shout out one person, Danielle. I see you, and I cannot wait to see you thrive in your own creativity. I cannot wait to see you do what you're supposed to do. I know that you're watching this because you faithfully listen and you watch, and I appreciate you, and what has been done for me when you step out on faith shall be done for you in Jesus' name.
And it is so.
It is so. Okay. Y'all, so we gonna get out the South. we gonna get with Desiree, we gonna get out the South.
Yeah.
Am I hollering too loud?
No, you good, sis.
Am I too loud? She turning me down
No,
right
man.
now. She doing
You don't know what I'm
she
doing.
the producer work.
You don't know what I'm doing over here.
Yeah, tell me what I know about you. Oh, bet that. Y'all, today for the 50th episode, because it was so special, I had to bring somebody that was near and dear to my heart. It's actually, I'm celebrating a year with this man. They're my people. Well, it's been a year. We're going to tell this story in a minute. It's been a year. So, y'all, I have none other. I got to introduce him my way, okay? I'm going to tell him, y'all, his accolades in a minute. But I have none other than my leader, my pastor, my guidance, all right? Oh, my shepherd. Oh, the intelligent, the oily, the anointed one, Geno Gardner. Come on, somebody. Clap. Y'all better clap for my pastor. If y'all don't, I'm coming for
I'm not coming for the next.
Thank you.
I don't play about mine. If y'all hear me call him PG, that's what we call him in our community.
Yeah.
But he's Geno Gardner, and I'm super excited to have him. He is, like I said, he's my pastor. I don't know about y'all, but he mine.
Mm-hmm.
He's my pastor. He is finishing up his degree. Oh, I feel Make 10th coming on strong.
Come on.
he graduating today.
Hurry up and get here.
And guess what? He is new to the podcasting game, you guys. So I had to have him on because we are not just celebrating us, but we're celebrating other podcasters, other people that are stepping foot in the creative realm. And I said, you know what? I'm going to highlight me, but I'm going to highlight you too, because guess what? You got it like that.
Wow.
I'm so happy that you're here, PG.
Appreciate it. I'm humble. Thank you. All the accolades and stuff, brother. I feel like I didn't.
I ain't even list them all, to be honest.
Praise the Lord.
I mean,
Praise the Lord.
I don't think we have time for that. I don't think we have time for that.
Wow.
And I'm just, she in the room. I have another pastor who happens to be his good thing in the room. She ain't on camera, but baby, as Bianca said, y'all remember Bianca? She said, when you'll smell her before you see her. Okay,
yes.
She smelled like Sex Fifth Avenue.
Mm.
Okay,
a whole advertisement.
Tell the truth. y'all gonna get some laughs. This is a warning. This is a what? I don't know how this gonna go. Y'all gonna get laughs. I might cry. He makes me cry.
Wow.
But you be coming to the juggler. Like in real life.
Yeah.
I'm about to say
it's been some situations that we've had.
Yeah.
Some encounters.
You gotta come to the church house to see them. Y'all ain't gonna get that. That's right. They don't need to see that.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. So how you feeling today, PG?
Thank you first. Let me say that. You know what I mean? Thank you for having me on your beautiful space. Shout out to Jessica S. Smith, Jessica S. Smith, man, for allowing me on to her platform to speak freely to her audience that I'm graciously and humbly receiving. Y'all, thank y'all for allowing me to be on, and Desi for working the ones and the twos on production, man. Y'all are some great women. I said it before, like Mary and Salome, and the women at the tomb. Y'all make a lot of noise in a space where it's maybe controversial for women to have platforms and to be expressive and to be creative and to be uniquely themselves. And so I shout out you all in this generation for making noise, stirring up dust, kicking people in the face and saying, yo, I'm gonna make noise about what I believe in and who I stand for. So thank you for having me. Thank you for being great. And I'm excited to be here.
I'm excited for you to be here. I need to warn the folks about something else. So he going to say some stuff that you're going to have to go research. Okay.
I hope not. But I'm not going to hope not.
Let me tell you, you just said something about a Salome. I don't know who Salome is myself. Okay.
That's all right.
It's just the people that went to the tomb.
They did.
That's their name.
Amazing women. 3 amazing women.
Say the name again so the folks
Salome. Not Salome.
Mm-hmm. See, I don't know who that is either. So this a warning. you're going to have to go do some research after this conversation. It's all good. It's
Yes.
all and the good. So I really want to just go ahead and get into it, PG, because they know me. They know me. But I want them to know you and why I have you on this platform, because as you can hear, he speaks so eloquently. He speaks a lot eloquently. You know, when the people with the research, they get... Listen, y'all.
I ain't even okay.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all. He did a whole presentation for Resurrection Sunday. Now I ain't gonna lie, I was out my seat because I got all of it, okay? But it was like something I never seen before. He literally taught this thing. So when I say I mean it from a pure place. You probably gonna have to do some research. So if you need to press pause and go to Google, I understand. Okay,
Get it.
I understand.
Get it.
So we're gonna talk about this podcast that's coming out. Okay, and it's called M.A.D.
The Madman Podcast.
The Madman Podcast, and M.A.D is an acronym for
Marriage, Apologetics, and Discipleship.
Marriage, Apologetics, and Discipleship. And so we're gonna go in that order. Ooh, did you feel your help?
I felt my help
on?
right there. I felt it.
I'm a little nervous, but I know it's needed.
B major or
I don't know.
B major.
I don't know. That's not my. I can sing it, but I can't tell you what it is. Okay.
No, I'm being funny. It was a clip on IG that's been going viral about this young preacher saying, "Put me in B major." I was being
you had
funny.
To send me that.
I was being funny.
You
My
had to
apologies.
send me that.
My apologies.
But okay, so marriage, apologetics,
Yes.
disciple, directly cultivated for men. And one of the things I'm going to go ahead and let you know is that I love the fact that you're doing something that might be desired but couldn't be put into words, because I really see, like, being in this space, there are a lot of opportunities. I mean, not opportunities, but there are a lot of shows that cultivate the relationship aspect of a man, the entrepreneurial aspect of a man, the hard work aspect of the man. But I really sense that you're going to get to the heart of a man. So tell me about your vision. Tell me about what made you, bring this up, because it's not just what they call it, what the streets call it, a simp move. It's really like, hey, let's address some things and let's challenge each other. Like, we can be men and have integral conversations. So let's get into deep into that. Why this and why now?
Yo, that's the $1 million question. It's a heartthrob of mine. My whole life has been. I mean, I've been married to this bad woman of God for 21 years. Right? I've been in ministry for 22. Right? And I've been saved for the same amount of time, about 22 years. And when I got saved, I got discipled. I
was about to say, we can't go over that story. We can't pass that story. So you got saved 22 years ago, but you've been in ministry 22 years. Was ministry your place where you said, hey, if I don't go into it, I'm going to go back to that?
Yeah.
And what is that? Like, let's get to your story.
You hitting this thing now, see. Christian hip hop was my framework. I love hip hop. I did it all through high school. I was a secular artist, and I recorded cassette tapes. Shout out to the 90s hip hop. I recorded my first song in the studio when I was a senior in high school. And I did 2 recordings while in high school, right? But when I got saved when I was 19, I said, "Your Lord, I want to do this, but I need some help." And what helped me was a pastor that can see, has vision, sight beyond sight, and like, yo, you can do Christian hip hop. This was in the early 2000s when it wasn't popular. He was like, yo, I'm going to let you do it in Korea. My pastor, shout out to Pastor Williams, that let me do Christian hip hop. And that frame of reference kept me connected to the faith. Amongst having some solid young brothers around me that believed and were coming up as well. So I had an anchor in Christian hip hop that kept me coming back, because he's going to let me use my gift, not used in the world. And then I had brothers that were like a guide. So that was like my anchoring piece, man, because Christian hip hop was everything to me. Hip hop was everything to me. I went on prom. It was Biggie, Pac, and Kurt Franklin. Wu-Tang, Master P, and Fred Hammond. That's how my cassette tape was set up on prom. I grew up in the church, but hip hop, baby.
And nothing wrong with that, because
Love
it's
it.
art.
Yes.
It's an art, right? And it's some of the things about the art is kind of like, let me ask a question about the artist now. But at the end of the day, that's what we rely on. But I wanna ask you a question because I know people are like, okay, especially with you being a pastor, but you my pastor, and I know how transparent you've been with us regarding your story, and I would love for my viewers to hear some of that.
Absolutely.
So you said that particular thing kept you, can maintain your decision, right?
Yes.
But where were you before that decision was made? Like, what were you doing? How did you even get there? Because you ain't been a pastor all your life.
Baby, no, indeed.
And you ain't been saved.
No, I haven't. And I'm gonna tell you, I was doing stuff in elementary school, middle school for y'all, junior high school for the Midwest. In Chicago was junior high, wasn't middle school, but I was doing stuff then that people was doing in college. So I lived a fast life. I mean, I lost my virginity in the 8th grade. So I was sexual activity in the 8th grade, smoking weed in the 8th grade. I started smoking weed in the 8th. That was the first time I smoked. Started hanging out with dudes and gang. I never got joined and got blessed in, but I was hanging out with a lot of gang bangers. We were just chilling, smoking weed, hanging out. Some of my best friends was GDs and Black Stones, right? And I just came up, went through high school, right? High school was like college for me. You feel me? I was a freshman in high school, engaging in weed, alcohol, and sex, partying. Like, every weekend. So we was going to a house party.
So you was out in the street.
Baby, we were. And the thing about it was, I wasn't okay, y'all gonna laugh. I wasn't I was bad, but I wasn't, you understand? So I wasn't this thug dude. But I love what I love, baby. You understand me? I love what I love, what I love, and that was a good little liquor, little weed, marijuanas,
not that Mary Jane,
and Mary Jane, and these women. I love that combination.
In that order.
And the unique thing, Jess, was that my mother kept me in church, and you know what impacted my life. And I might be jumping, but baby, when we went to summer camp with the church called Centrifuge, that's what it was called. And I had a breakthrough that I didn't know what it was all about. But that moment, I knew that it was more to me. But I never changed. But I knew at that moment, there's something different about me. So, yes, my past was fast. I was a little fast tail. You know how you fast tail. Yeah, I was fast, but I don't regret it. I used to get drunk, man. I would bring Malibu and pineapple juice and put it in my wall locker. And, me and the girls, I had it in my wall locker. And me and the girls, I tell like some of the girls, I got some Malibu if you want to drink. You know what I'm saying? So I'm in the hallway.
You in the 8th grade?
No, it was high school, freshman year.
I was about to say, you in the 8th grade bartender?
No, I wasn't bartending in 8th grade. Now, I started that in high school.
PC,
I started bartending in high school.
He was like...
Baby, what you want, little half?
Like, you want light ice?
Light ice or what? Baby, I bought a water bottle, pineapple juice, Malibu, right? And we would drink. And by third period, I was nobody. You feel me? I mean, I graduated high school, thank God, with a 2.5. I'm grateful for that. Honored by God, because I was really sketchy. I skipped school a lot. I got an in-school suspension one time for truancy. So I wasn't bad, but I was a little...
You tested the water.
I tested them. You understand me? And so I'm very passionate about making decisions. I'm passionate about community in circles. Because that's what my lane of influence came. You know what I mean?
It's so beautiful how you even bring that up, because me and my folks we pray every morning. Every Saturday morning, right? And that was the topic that just gradually just came up, just uniquely came up, and we prayed about that. And something that I'm realizing, I love how God is connecting this right now. Something that I realized is that what was used in a decision where we weren't putting God first, or where we didn't live for Christ, right? It's the same type of tenacity and the same type of need that's needed, but using different tools. And so it's the same person, it's the same thing, it's the same gift, but they're different tools. And what you're saying, like even now, and I'm not trying to tell your story, because I feel like I be on the phone with them.
You know a little bit.
Hours.
She know a little bit, y'all. She don't.
For hours and hours. What's that song called? And hours, hours.
We should say shrimp and lobster towers. That's the one you're talking about.
Listen, so let me say it like this. So I'm not trying to get too biblical, but I know this is the lane that you'll understand my question. And so Paul was one Saul, right? And in your Saul season, right, it seemed like you were a community builder, but you were building community centered around weed, alcohol, and sex.
Absolutely.
Now you're building a community out of fill in the blank.
M.A.D. Marriage, apologetics, and
discipleship. And so what keeps you driven to maintain that?
That's such a good question, man. Wow, man. You know what? When I cried in Korea, nobody here saw that cry, right? Nobody in this room saw that cry. My wife ain't never see that cry. But that cry was a cry of desperation. Like, if I don't get it right this time, I'm gone, right? And that cry opened me up to a whole new opportunity in God, man, that I knew I had to commit. It was like at 19 years old. What 19-year-old talking about, I'm sold out. I'm at every Bible study, every time the doors open, I was there.
Yeah.
And it was that cry, man. It was my heart that knew at that moment, everything your mama vested in you, your little fast tail, little sucker, everything she prayed about, it's now boiled down in this. And when I got to Korea and realized that cry was of desperation, like I was going to make some dumb decisions in Korea. I just felt like because I was going there like, I'm finna turn up. I ain't gonna even lie. I was ready. I was like, I'm finna turn.
Is that why you did the military?
Yep. Well, that's why I picked Korea. Somebody shot hallelujah.
It's the transparency.
I picked Korea. Look, because that's exactly what I was gonna be. Because absolutely, I was ready to thought up. Because my partners, I knew some people that had joined the military prior to me, and was like, if you go to Korea, you need to do this, that, and the third. The soju, drink that, mix it with this. It's gonna have you lit, turn, all this other stuff. You're gonna be out there in the club. I said, man, I can't wait, baby. I can't wait, baby. I get out there, baby. It did like this. That thing just went from bottom to like this, like, and I'm like, yo, what is this? And that's where the cries came, because I was wrestling with my humanity. My humanity wanted something so bad that my spirit would not let me go. It wouldn't let me have it. And I wrestled and I cried. And that was agonizing, like Christ in Gethsemane. Like, it was an agonizing tear till sweat became blood. You know what I mean? It turned into agony, right? And it was like, yo, what is it? 19-year-olds, I ain't had language. That's why that's why apologetics and discipleship is so passionate. I didn't have language, but I had a community of brothers that was like, I'm here to cover you. Let's go. Brother, them brothers didn't have to say a word to me. They were just there to embrace me.
Yeah.
But they discipled my behind. They kept me. Hey, we're going to church. Where you at? Hey, what time you get off?
Were these people in the military?
They were all in the Army.
Wow.
They my friends to this day. Shout out to Jonathan Smith, David Smith, John Brim, and Sterling Coleman. Shout out. Them 4 brothers, all of them retired except for one. One did 12, the other 3 retired. I talk to these dudes to this day. They've sold into our ministry. They sold into all my ministries. They discipled me, and now they call me like, gee, what you think about this? Almost like a Joseph.
Yeah. Oh, when he do the arm thing, y'all be careful now. He said, if I pass out on the side of this floor, just know I got 2 people in my arm.
They're good armor bearers.
They're good armor bearers.
Very well trained.
Especially
the green.
The P and the C. That's Pastor Kareem Gardner.
Gotcha.
Shout out to y'all. Gonna see her. She gonna be on the show. We just waiting. Cause baby, when I'm scared. Let's not even go in there. Let's get out of there. But so what you just said gave me a visual of the story, and I'm still working on my Bible, so
that's okay. That's okay.
I don't know nobody's name.
We all are.
Yeah. I don't know nobody's name. PG.
It's okay.
Okay, but I do know. And this is the beautiful thing, because I learned this in a children's book.
Come on.
A children's book.
Shout out, man.
Let your children read the book.
Shout out.
They got the colors and stuff, and it might not say the full story, but it gives you the concept. Okay.
Come on, Jess. Come on.
So I remember reading this first in the children's book, and it was a story about when the 4 friends took the paralyzed friend.
Paralytic man.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And they put him through the roof.
That's right.
That's what your story just reminded me of. And they laid him before Jesus. I almost spoke in tongues. So I can't do this with you. I can't. It just came on so effortlessly. But they literally laid him in front of Jesus, and Jesus made a decision to heal him on their behalf. And so now, literally, they calling you because, for one, they just want to still be connected to the proof and evidence that telling people about Jesus and community works.
Wow.
Basically, being a madman works.
Works. Wow.
Being a man that looks at marriage in a way of God, being apologetic about it, and then being a disciple. Like, it works. That's what they did with you. And you literally are the evidence that trying people and not giving up on people actually works. That's why I really like you.
I'm
I really love you.
Thank you, Jess. Love you too. No, I'm not. Frame of reference. I was figuratively.
Oh.
I'm just. I look back over my life. You know those things. I look back over my life, and I said, Lord, you were with me the whole time. And you know what? Them brothers, man. One brother called me John, man. He was like, "Gee, I really look up to you." I said, "John, be quiet." I said, "Bro, you're the reason why I'm here." I couldn't even spell tithe the right way. That's how bad I was. I ain't read my Bible. I said, John, I was like, how much I need to pay again? How much? He says 10%. I said, I spelled it TIDES, my tithes.
Roll Tide.
Baby, I ain't even know. Listen. And you know what he did to me? Let me show you how humble this dude was.
Yeah.
He didn't bust me out because I was with the fellas around. I said, tithes. How much is my tithes? TIDES. He said.
He wrote in the sand, my God.
And was quiet. When you got a real friend, it's about covering, not exposing. And you have to cover them. God, if it was that big a deal, God would have exposed me. You ain't spelling tithes right up in him. Get your life. That brother pulled me to the side and crossed it out and spelt it the right way. And from that point on, I knew how to spell tithe right. I wasn't reading my Bible.
It was a moment. I love what you just exposed. I'm sitting here thinking about, I'm trying to frame how to put this. Y'all, I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. We got some visitors that I can hear.
I know.
I can just hear. I got ADHD.
No, I'm with you.
I got ADHD. But what I heard you just say was an answer to basically what's the difference between the culture that you left and the culture that you entered. So even like you know, I mean, you in hip hop, so
yeah, I love it.
You know how even J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar going back and forth right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I just listened to J. Cole, so it kind of goes stupid. But anyway, like I'm not trying to promote it.
Yeah,
I ain't trying to promote it.
No promote.
They ain't promoted, but them lyrics here, you know, you gonna lie. So, but even in a state where, you go from an art that encourages you to embarrass out loud. Right. But that covering not only protected you, but projected you forward. And so, but why in the men, because I'm not a man.
Understood.
Why is it so hard to do the covering of your fellow brother or a man versus the exposure? Why is that?
Covering, man, it takes a heart posture, right, to cover somebody. Right, because what happens is your humanity is trapped in what you've experienced. And when your humanity becomes trapped in what you've experienced in life, you begin to frame this worldview that says that you're no better than me, I'm no better than you, or nobody helped me, I'm not going to help you, or we all going to bleed and die together. You can create all these different narratives based on your worldview, and you become trapped. And so if a man becomes trapped, or a woman becomes trapped, they're not so easy and so sympathetic and passionate about, no one was there to help me. Like, my thing was Christ was there for me. You feel me? But some people don't want to reverence. Like some people like, yo, I had no friends. Yo, stop wallowing in that. I had nobody call me. Why are we still talking about nobody called you? You're here today. And so when people get their heart posture to the point where they can believe like, yo, I'm here because of him. No other man. God sent angels. Thank God for all of them. But at the point where your heart posture is conditioned and say, you know what? He did it for me. I'm going to do it for you. Bottom line, man, I'm not finna be bitter at my dad for the rest of my life. At some point, my heart got to be conditioned to the point where I say, you know what? He didn't do this, so what? I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to help this.
You made a decision.
Made a decision to do it. What's up with that? People don't, yo, at some point, you gotta be a man to become a man. Come on, and let's look. Well, how long are we gonna live here? How long are we gonna stay here? How long before the eviction? Get me up out of here. I don't need that. So yes, in essence, man, to cover someone is a heart posture. It's a sympathetic. It's an empathy. I've been in your shoes, man. I know what it feel like. You feel what I'm saying? I know what it feel like to be broken. I know what it feel like to be cussed at. I know what it feel like to be rejected. Come here, let me show you something. I know what it feel like to be the laughing stock of the school because you couldn't spell. I know what it feels like when you can't read. I know what it feels like when you barely made it through high school. I know what it feels like to get jumped on and bullied. Those are people that when they find Christ, they find their heart begins to mend, and then they can minister to people versus you sorry son of a gun, you. And that's pride. That's ego. That's selfish. And it's driven from the pit of hell. It's not God's heart. It's driven to pull people into a pride moment. Say, I'm better than you. Look at you. You thought you, listen, if it had not been for the Lord, is my posture. You people give you all them accolades. Thank you for your accolades too. I do receive them humbly. I do. I really do. But I just know I know where I've come from. Yeah. I do. Man, this master's degree, baby, I wasn't even trying to get a degree when I joined the military. I was just trying to get away from Chicago. I ain't gonna even hold you.
Listen.
Get me out the city, baby. I don't need no degree. Who care what? Pay me a check and get me out of Chicago. That's all I want. And now look at us.
Now look at us. Married for 22 years.
Beautiful.
With a beautiful family.
Beautiful
2
family,
kids,
man.
And a thriving ministry. And
Talk
so
thank you.
So I'm curious, and I don't know this. I really want this message to be about man, because the thing is that we don't ever talk about the man.
Agree.
And the women are created to be the help me, right? If I don't know you and I don't know your heart, I don't know how to help. And so I've been like, one of the questions I've had for you, you've been married for 22 years. So you went from being
half
a thought.
My life. From a thought to a married man.
And she over there laughing, y'all.
She know my story.
But we just keeping it real.
She know my story.
And I know they probably like, you talking to your pastor like that? Like,
I was, though.
He ain't rebuked me.
I was, though. I mean, I'm not. Why would I? It was the true story. Yeah. If it was a lie, I would rebuke you.
You would rebuke me.
It's a true story, though.
He said he was a thought. He said that he was in these streets. It was not me. I'm just telling you in layman's terms.
And enjoyed it, too. Enjoyed it.
Wait, hold on. Don't
But I'm not. And the problem with humanity and preachers and teachers and evangelists, they don't want to be honest with themselves.
Yeah.
And be truthful with their audience and say, yo, I was there and I enjoyed it. But I knew that there was a better way.
PG.
Yeah.
I was there and I enjoyed it.
And
I enjoyed it is never told.
Oh, no. No. You know why?
Why?
Because it disconnects me from being spiritual. It disconnects me. It devalues my spirituality and my position in the church and in God. It makes me look like I'm not sufficient to be in the office at a whole, where it's really the antithesis. It's the other way around. It's really the thing that made me for the position. You understand me? Why would Paul kill Christians and then be one of the leading apostles in the early church?
Wow.
It made him. There was a reason for that. He was up there debating with the same people that he was on team with. And then he comes around and gets Christianity. Now he debates against those people. Come on, it was once on the same team.
Yeah.
It's a reason for it.
Yeah. Man, that is so good. Marriage. Marriage. So You was in the streets. Now
Mhm.
you're married,
Mhm.
happily married.
Oh yeah.
Like you happy.
Like I love my marriage.
Okay.
I'm for real.
You ain't gotta tell me. You ain't gotta go. I know
I
how
ain't got
much
to,
you
and
love
I'm not
woman
putting
God.
on.
You
either.
not. No,
I'm
I
being
would
real.
tell you. I would tell y'all if he was lying. We wouldn't even be talking about this. I don't even. Y'all know I don't fool with this. So you went from that man to this man, but you were really young, and so I guess for the men, even for the people, you can, because this could be an answer for general, but if we're specifically talking to the man, the man that has lived well beyond 19, 20 years old, that has not made a decision, is still living a single life, that's still outside, you know what I'm saying? What do you think that man is afraid of? And that may want to desire what you have. What does that man now in this day and age? Because the times are different.
They are
DG.
different than
The time,
yeah.
because you ain't have Instagram, Facebook, TikTok.
I ain't had none of that.
You ain't have none of that.
None of that.
What message do you have for that man that desires that commitment but struggles with what he has to leave behind?
That right there is hard, man. I know what it is, but it's hard. That man, he doesn't want to let go because he feels like he gonna be missing something, right? That's what he feel like. He feel like if he let it go, he ain't gonna have fun. So Christianity don't look fun. Being saved don't look fun. Being committed ain't fun. And this is what I'm saying that they think. I'm not saying that it's not true. So when I let go of what I love that brought me pleasure emotionally, physically, whatever, when I get saved, I got to give all that up. Right? The problem is this, is engineering. That's the problem. How is your brain, your heart, your body engineered? It's engineered from a frame of reference and a worldview that's taught you that those are the things that you need to be happy.
Wait. Okay. Wait. You just said.
I'm gonna just look out the window.
Yeah.
I
just
felt
said that.
I felt that.
But the mind has been trained to need those things, almost like a drug addict.
It's an addiction.
Oh my gosh.
And when TikTok, you watching video, enough of it, enough twerking videos would tell this man that this is the woman, the type of woman, because of its popularity, because of its scene, because it's the most known thing. Same-sex relationships and, drug use and illicit parties and all these things. If it's given to me enough, presented to the eye, the ear, the eyes and the ears, the gates, then it makes the body begin to be conditioned to think, this is what I need, and it becomes a desire. And now I want this. And if I ain't got this, I'm not fulfilled and I'm not happy. And the realization of it's all a trap. It's all a trap. Because people haven't been taught what it is to really love and to really have a committed relationship, and the beauty and the joy of having one person that you committed to, and a family that you build, and the blessings that you get from obedience. People don't learn that stuff. They learn what's in their face the most. And what's in their face the most for this generation is social media. It's in their face. YouTube, social media is one of the most profound teachers for this generation and this culture. Profound in the sense that it enlightens them to believe that it's the way to be. It's not a profound statement in the sense of that it's transformative. It's just one of those things that makes it very pleased or very plausible to believe that it's the right way to be. And it's not the case.
So I'm about to, I feel myself about to cry.
Oh, Lord.
Because I'm finna ask you a question.
Okay.
Yeah. So I need my pastor. look.
Lord Jesus.
Look, I need my pastor right
I
now.
got
And
you.
I'm gonna let
I
them
got you.
see this. Because this has been probably the second or third day that I've addressed the conversation regarding marriage or, singleness and stuff like that. And so we're gonna do it from a male perspective. We brought up sex because we can't. It's something that's what sells. They say sex sells, right? If it ain't sexy, it's not coming out.
It ain't
know
coming
what I'm saying?
out. Yeah.
And so, the abstinence, the because it's not celibacy. Because those that want to have sex, you don't want to be celibate. The word is abstinent. Okay, I used to be like, I want to be celibate. No, I don't. I don't. Not all my life.
Not your whole life.
No. I want it.
You want it.
That's what I want.
You just want it the right way.
Yeah. So with that being said, standing from my position, I am a single 32-year-old woman, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm just gonna be transparent. I got you. So, like that part is always a problem. Yeah. It's like, Lord Jesus.
You got it. You got
me. Okay.
I got you.
So y'all love my pastor so much. So it's I'm good enough. Yeah. I'm smart enough. Absolutely. Or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay, I'm trying to see what she doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like, but when I'm posturing myself to, fight for what I believe that God is wanting me to do now, and then it's like, but I need that though. What does it look like for the encouragement of men to be withstand? You know what I'm saying? So that it won't be that, I guess, necessarily conflict, because I understand it's a flesh thing or whatever. But in my mind, I'm like, if I'm not giving it up, it's not gonna happen. Yeah. If I'm being honest, like I'm just being, if I'm not giving it up, if I'm not giving you the full package, if I'm not, it's my auntie told me this one time. She's like, I try my shoes before I buy them. I'm not gonna say what auntie said there, but she know. She told me this. She told me this in high school.
My God.
We having a real conversation. And that has stuck with me. I gotta try.
Is she married now?
Yeah. She happy. She is married to my uncle. Like, she married into the family. You know what I'm saying? But she's been laying around so long. She said, I try my shoe before I buy them. Okay.
See,
I'm sorry. I had to get out of it because I was been. Y'all, I was trying to know. Okay, so I am blessed to have pastors that I can do this with, because who everybody ain't able. Okay.
Yeah. Trying on before you buy. How many do we try before we buy? How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop? And so in that effort, you're gonna find a lot of things about you. You're going to find a lot about yourself when you're trying many different things, right? I had a girlfriend, growing up. Yeah, I did. I had one wife, though. And as much as pornography and illicit sexual activities, drug use, is still available to me. I don't partake, right? Did it come overnight? Absolutely did not. But what I've come to realize is that when one makes that soul commitment, right, it's an entrapment. Whether it be for the gospel's sake, or whether it be for your sake, it's an entrapment. Like, and now I'm trapped for the kingdom of God, thank God. But it's when a woman is her best self when that man learns how to commit. The best woman you'll find in your life is when a man is committed. That's real unorthodox. So the best, this woman is dope already. But she's just waiting for she want a committed man. That man that's going to love her. Not only be fine, and he ain't got to be fine. If that brother can dress, talk good, take care of me, and I trust, I feel safe, I trust him. Baby, that's what I need in my life. I need somebody, it's more than understanding. I need somebody that's going to be able to be that whole framework, that whole godly and spiritual leader in my house. And it's not that the woman, it's some amazing women out there, but it wasn't until I told God that I said, Lord, I ain't messing with these women no more. That's what I told God. I was 19, y'all. I'm gonna be real. I was in the barracks in Fort Hood, Texas, and I said, Lord, I'm through with dancing with all these women. I'm through with it. That's what I told God.
What brought you to that place?
Just being so entangled with managing multiple emotions. I was sick of that. Trying to be a player. Got a girl here in Texas, a girl in Chicago, all that. going on. Managing different emotions, managing the strain of trying to please you. You one personality type, you another, this, that, and the third. We kicking against. And then I'm like, yo, God had to say, yo, well, how long you going to, like almost he said like Paul, how long are you going to kick against the pricks? You know what your calling is. You know what you've been taught. And what brought me to that point was frustration. Like, I got tired of just being this person that I knew I wasn't designed to be. And like I knew what my call, like at that point I knew, because I was in Texas, I had already left Korea. I had already had this transformation experience.
Yeah.
Then I get to Texas and I want to play that same stuff.
Yeah.
I want to go back. And God got my heart.
Hold up. You just said something powerful.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you left the States. You were starting in the States.
Mm-hmm.
You went to Korea. You weren't starting as much. So
Nope.
you
I got transformed.
committed yourself.
Committed.
You transformed. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
this is so good.
Mm-hmm.
You transformed.
Mm-hmm.
This eyelash is trying to trip though. You transformed. You went through transformation.
Mm-hmm.
And then you came back to the tempted place.
To the tempted place. The land of familiar.
The land of familiar. And you sound like you dabbled.
I did.
You dabbled. So
Emotionally, I didn't do much physical, but it was like right there on the edge of
Yeah.
we finna get back into this.
yeah.
Mhm.
So you was able to catch yourself before okay, how? Like, give me some practical steps. Like, what did that look like with catching yourself and saying, hey, I'm about to go in the deep end. Let me really back in. Hey, God, if you, as Coach D tells her testimony, she says, God, I'm going to mess up your ministry if you won't give me this man. Like, I need to be married, okay? Like, I don't want to be a kept woman. That's what she told the folks. She said, hey, God, if you don't want this to be messed up, you gotta come on. So what was your speaking with the Lord or your decision making process?
I remembered what happened to me in Korea. That wasn't a fake thing. That transformation wasn't fake. It was all real. I remember them folk tearing me at the altar for the Holy Ghost. I remember not being raised in a church that didn't believe in speaking in tongues, but I go to Korea and now I'm speaking in tongues. I remember how Jonathan Smith, David, and Sterling stuck by my side when I was trying to learn the Bible, when I was trying to read it the right way and understand it. I remember those Bible studies, and I remember Pastor Williams allowing me to utilize my gift when I felt like everybody didn't understand and rejected me. When I remembered, it was like Nebuchadnezzar coming to himself.
Somebody else I gotta research if y'all don't know.
King Nebuchadnezzar. They said, the Bible says when he came to himself, all things were restored back to him.
When he came to
That's what
himself.
the scriptures say. Y'all go search me out, please.
What does that statement mean?
That means that when he remembered, when he remembered, he recalled who he really is and not who he was. He remembered the words that was prophesied to Nebuchadnezzar that were given to him about how God was going to take it all if he didn't get right. And he came to himself, and the Bible says everything, his princes, his kingdom, everything was restored back to him. And I felt like I remembered in that moment, like, yo, G, you going to just forget how them folk was fighting for you in Korea? Or you just going to forget how them folks stayed up all night praying with you, teaching you the word? Or you just going to forget how they loved on you and gave you what you weren't getting in Chicago? Or we just going to forget that? I remembered. And when I remembered, I went to war. I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it. It was like God just like, yeah, right in the gut. And I remember. Whoo. And my calling stood up, man. And I stopped having conversations with some of these. And I met her, man. It was weird how we connected, but
we can get into that because that's part of your part of
the story.
Yeah, it's part of your story.
Interesting.
So you
but
met
she came into the picture. So.
You met your good thing, and I think she was in the back cooking or something like that. She was making some stew.
She was in the same dining facility. We worked in the same. She saw me first, and I didn't see her, and so she saw me. She liked what she saw.
Y'all, I wish
she
y'all
liked what
could
she
see
liked.
her face right now.
She liked what she saw, and she inquired further.
Because the player was still
something was still
about the player.
There was something
it was
there.
Something about the player.
Clearly, it was something
about
something that was there. Yeah, something was there. something
Oh
was
my
there,
gosh.
and
What she just whispered to you, Desiree? What she just say? What she just say?
She probably said I'm lying or something like that. She saw. I didn't even see
think
her.
she has a different account.
She has a different account, and that's interesting, and it's very good vantage point. We learned that Sunday that various multiple accounts doesn't mean it's wrong. It actually proves that it's true.
Apologetics.
It's
See, I love how
apologetics.
it's apologetics about your marriage.
Come on, about the marriage. God was discipling the marriage, but that was one of them things, man. When we got together, but I let the women go. I let it go. I let those conversations go. I was talking to this girl. She knew. She said, "You found somebody else, didn't you? It just got different." Mm-hmm. And it was a couple girls trying to holler at me and everything, man. But I had told.
Were you
God,
honest with them?
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, I had already told God. I was like, I'm trying to get right with God, like straight up. And she'll tell you when me and her first started talking. My first thing, I was like, how committed are you to God? Real talk. That's what I put, because I had already went to God, and I was like, yo, I'm not going back to that. I said, the next woman you send in my life got to be my wife. I'm not fooling with these little chicken heads. Sorry,
I'm not going through this process.
I'm not going through that again.
It's okay.
I'm not going through that again. And that's what I was like. I was really in despair because I wanted to be in a relationship. I wanted it. I did. But I was like, I'm not going through that same. I didn't go through Korea to go back to this stuff.
Let me ask you this. What was missing in you for you to go be outside like that? Like, and then you was like, okay. Because there's a line of desperations like, hey, Lord, the next woman I meet, the next person I meet, the next person I deal with, it got to be the one. Because if I don't, I'm probably gonna thought again. That's what you're not saying.
Yep. They were dense. They didn't have the balance that I wanted. They didn't have the world view I had. They didn't have the well-roundedness that I needed. Like with Kareen, she laughed at all my jokes. Like, I wanted that. These other girls, they weren't laughing like that. I said,
well, okay, so
that sounds small.
No, I'm about to say because that sounds
a
so
big
minute.
thing to me.
But okay, so what? So for a woman that's trying to
find a,
you gotta make it.
What
plain.
you saying? I make it plain. Yep.
Somebody told me I was talking to this guy or whatever, and he liked my spiritual father, right? And he told me I was like, all he want to do is play games on the phone. All he want to do is that like a little date or something. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I said he always want to beat me. He don't ever let me win. He was like, well, sometimes you need to let him win or whatever. That help his ego. I'm sick of helping your ego. You don't let me. What about me? I want to win sometimes.
There you go. So because of that, I couldn't connect with them women.
So you telling me I ain't gonna get married?
No. See, we ain't said all that. Look, you didn't jumped over the fence. Stay behind the fence.
Okay,
stay behind that Rottweiler on the other side. So Rottweiler on the other side. Stay over the fence on this side. I wanted somebody that can love me for me. My whole self. And I love Eddie Murphy. I love comedy. I loved it, man. And when I used to do my little jokes, but she'd be dying.
Acting like you.
Like I was just like a stand-up comedian, like laughed. And I'm like, yo, this okay, that's a good stuff. And then she was already pretty. She was already fine. So I'm like, okay, she cute, fine, okay. And you know what really, really attracted me to her?
What?
The fact that she was from the South. You know, I'm used to them Chicago
like
girls and a Southern woman.
Ooh, baby.
I ain't know nothing about it, though. I ain't know nothing about it being from Chicago. I had never seen really in a relationship with no girl from the South. So meeting her was like, yo, the accent was like, yo, okay, shoot. But she was so different. She was so humble. Mm-hmm. Like them girls up north was just like real fast and real. Want what they want, buy them everything. And then, you know, if you don't buy them, then they don't want to be with you kind of thing.
And then before y'all come for him, because I don't play about this one. He ain't saying that y'all from the north ain't, you know what I'm saying? He's saying that what he experienced,
what I experienced,
he did not like.
Exactly.
So don't try
all
it.
of them wasn't like that because my sister wasn't like that.
You.
Look at God. He's a wonder. My sister wasn't like that. She from the South. She wasn't like that. All women are not. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jess.
But what he experienced, that's what it was. So keep on because you know how we can get.
We could get like
that's
that.
Right. Don't we be tripping sometimes? Like, he said he did not say that. Try it again. Anyway, go ahead. I don't play about mine.
Look at God. Look, she is something. So she laughed. She was beautiful. And then I told her, I'm really on the search for God. I'm like, if you're not really serious about God, I don't want to take this any further, right? And she was like, oh no, I'm serious. I go to church. I'm thinking to myself, okay, go to church, okay, right? So we went to church. Our first date was a church service, right? That right there did something for me because she showed a serious pursuit, but then she followed up with it with action. And I think the biggest thing is that we want people to be like your words got to mirror your actions. You feel what I'm saying? I don't want you just saying all this game and then you can't fulfill nothing. Like that's relationships. You'll find the void there. A lot of word service, but no action, no follow through, and that can be a discouraging mechanism for her. It was very encouraging to see. Not only did she laugh at all my jokes, she was down to earth. I love the accent she was finding pretty, but she also followed up with action. And then she also, this is the thing, that the biggest piece of it right here is independence in her faith. She was willing to find her faith independent of me. She didn't need me to be saved.
Is that not dangerous?
It's extremely dangerous.
Because doesn't that turn the other person into a god? So
absolutely.
If I'm in a situation, we talking about, I don't know how I guess this is where we needed to go. You know what I'm saying? So I'm single, right? So if a man on the other side, like if he's not independent of his faith to walk with God, then that should be a red flag.
Absolutely, it should be, Jess. You know why? Because you're gonna turn around and be like, "Come on, you ain't going. Come on, why you ain't going? You ain't gonna go to church. We got Bible said you can't. You're gonna find yourself being a cheerleader. You're gonna be trying to be pom poms. You're gonna be trying to pull. You're gonna be a firewoman. You're gonna be a police officer. You're gonna be a doctor. You're gonna be a lawyer for this man to come to church." I'm not going through all of that. If you can't find him, I can't help you. Now, baby, because I'm running this race. I'm living this life just to live again. I mean, I'm living this life, man, because I want to live again with Christ. And so I got a momentum in Christ that I go with. And I can't pull you at that rate of speed. You ain't ready, baby. That's going to be a lot of injury. Like, because you ain't ready to go there. I need you ready to go, but I also need you to understand where I am. You got to reverence my pace too. So if you are aggressive in the faith and you are aggressive with your walk and you really advance in the scriptures and all that, respect my space and my pace. But just know I got to see independent faith. I don't need you to have mine. I need you to have your own. So if we don't go together, I know you still going.
So what I just heard you say is that independent faith is not, like, let's say that I'm, excuse me, I am, you know who I am, like, and you know how I operate in my faith or whatever. I go to church. I'm committed to my church. I am committed to God. Am I perfect? No, I'm not gonna say that. But if I meet a man, let's say that he doesn't have a church home, he doesn't, he might not even know how to speak in tongues, because y'all remember speaking in tongues is my second language. Okay, he don't do all of that. There's some cultivation and community that's needed, but he's saying that he has a relationship with God. How do I look for signs that that relationship with God is real outside of not having community? Does that make sense?
Agree. I get it. Totally get it. What type of initiating factors does he have? Does he initiate anything? Intimacy is built off initiation. How you initiate a thing can build intimacy. It goes into the natural, goes into the spiritual. So if I want to date her, I got to prep this thing. I got to really get the whole mood set for the week, for the day, for the moment, for the hour, build it up, letters, sticky notes, around the house, talking, texting, hey, how you doing? You look good today. What you have on? All this stuff. Build up. It's intimacy. And it's because I initiated it. And a lot of that intimacy is based upon you initiating your walk with Christ. It shows God, yourself, most importantly, that you're willing to put the effort in, independent of any other stimulus, anything outside of you to push you into that. I don't need a travesty. I don't need some traumatic event. I don't need nobody near death for me to say I'm going to commit to God. And so that's one of the biggest pieces that, that needs to be seen and known when you're moving into these spaces. Like, if I never call him and talk about God, is he going to do it? Is he going to initiate a God-centered conversation? If I never call him and talk about, whatever, is he going to initiate it and start it? If I never make mention of my birthday, is he going to inquire about when my birthday is? If I never make mention of my parents, is he going to ask? My upbringing, is he going to ask? It's all about initiation, because initiation tells me where your heart and your mind is, where you're willing to go.
That's so good.
If you ain't willing to go, baby, you ain't willing to know, and you ain't willing to get none of this. Because real talk is you haven't even done the groundwork to find out who I am.
Wow.
You ain't did the work. Baby, you got to do the work.
So I know I got to let this go, Desiree. I got one more question.
Desiree, like, you better hurry. Come on.
Listen. When the producer be producing,
Baby,
you know what I'm saying? She been producing all day. Okay, she need a
ready to
break.
go.
She need a sandwich.
She need a good sandwich, a good turkey and cheese, or something.
A little
Salami.
I
or
might have to
something.
go to Subway.
Get a salami.
Something.
Yeah.
What about the man? And we can, since we ain't already there. What about the man and the woman that's already committed in holy matrimony?
Okay.
What does that look like as far as, because at this point I don't know a scripture that gives her permission to walk away because of the imbalance spiritually, right? And so, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, like you my pastor, so you got that free.
I got you.
They got that
No
freeway
problem.
I-65 on it. Okay,
Straight, baby, straight up 65.
So I know of people that are in situations that it looks like a marital imbalance. And what we're speaking of right now, I don't know if it was overlooked or I don't know what happened between that, but I know the spaces they are in now. What is your encouragement to the man and the woman? Because I know that in most cases where I've seen, it's the woman that's actively going to church. It's the woman that's actively seeking God. It's the woman that wants something different. But the man on the outside looking in, I'm not saying that that's what happened, but on the outside looking in, he looks stagnant, but I really see a brokenness, right? So what is your encouragement there? How do they rectify that situation because it wasn't done prior to? It
goes back to what they experience coming up and dating and experience with mom and dad. You can't expect there's certain things that are going to genetically transfer into that person. And it's going to be a lot of things that they're going to carry over from their childhood and past experiences. And what we've done is that we've over-emotionalized relationships. We've made them hypersexual, that. We've hyper-extended marriage without understanding what marriage fully is. We've made it so big to be married, but we don't know what it takes to be married. Made it so big to have a man, but we don't know what it takes to keep one. We made it so big to have a woman, we don't know what it takes to keep her happy. And so what we have to do is now go back. And this is the problem. You married. Now you talking about now we got to go back. I didn't saw too much with you now. I don't even want to put the time in to go back to really find out where was it that really causes you. When we look at the root of it and we find out like, yo, this may just been sexual. I may just like you. Most of you might have just been a woman I needed just in the moment. You know what I mean? But I married you. You were a good one-nighter, but turned into a marriage. You were a good, just a buddy type friend, but then I married you. We have those voided spaces. We have to be very careful that we don't try to fill them with long-term commitments.
I'm sorry. Like,
I got you.
ADHD.
Is that you pulled? I know.
Because you're talking real good.
It's okay. It's okay. God knows. We're going to be very careful not to fill them with long-term commitments. Because what we will do, we see long-term on TV. We see long-term on media. But what we don't do is we don't understand long-term. And when we start to see these when our bodies have been trained for in the moments, move with what make you feel good. Move with how you need to go. He looked like the right one. He's saying all the right thing. No, baby, I need to test that long-term. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So what that look like, baby, hey, how we do on date night? Text messages ain't good enough. You know what I told my sister to do? I said, find out who his mama is, his daddy, and then talk to his relatives. That's what they did about Jesus. They found out who Jesus was through the disciples. And disciples found out what the people knew about Jesus by interviewing the people in the cities. You've got to investigate that person's past life, talk to his mama, his cousins, if he got friends. Hey, how was he growing up? Oh, he was always mean and angry and abusive. Oh, but he don't text like that. That's a red flag. He really loving and caring and kind, but everybody you've interviewed said he was real angered growing up. I told my sister, red flag. Why don't people got to lie on him? 4-5 people lying. I'm just saying. So I would say investigate further. I'm just saying, if you like everything looks good, this could be the one.
Yeah.
Investigate further. Hey, how your mom? Your mama telling? Yeah, she's still like, where's she at? Oh, she live in Birmingham. Oh, okay. Well, let me, however that could work. I'm gonna talk to your mom one day. Daddy one day. This your sister. I saw she friended me on Facebook. Inbox the sister.
So you're saying that it's okay to initiate those moves because I've been trained as like, oh well, just wait if he brings you to meet his mama.
I put it like
And
this.
you done did so, girl. If you meet mama, okay.
But how you know you need to meet her though? What makes that a pride and joy thing? Like what makes that a sealing the deal thing when you meet the mama? That's historical. That's what society has proven to be a milestone.
Yeah.
That's what society proved. But how do you know?
Here go to apologetics, y'all.
This is apologetics. Yeah, sorry. It's jumping
no,
out.
but it's that's what needed though, because we act like apologetics is just about the religious stuff or the lifestyle stuff, but it's really about everyday things. So can you prove why do I need to do that? That's the apologetic.
There you go. Why do I need to meet your mama? What does that mean? If I meet your mama, does that mean
That
now?
is so good.
Does
So
that
I
mean
need
that
to
we're
ask
getting married?
questions.
The moral of the story is you need to interview them. I told somebody at our church this, a male. I said, you messing up on all these things. He called me. I said, hey, what I need to do different? I said, you need to interview better. I said, did you ask her this? Yeah, who her mama is, who her daddy is. I said, but you need to interview better. What you love, what you hate, yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But you need to dig deeper. I said, the one thing I told him, this is the example I used. When I was a recruiter in the Army, the reason they came into the office for the big interview was because we pre-qualified them well enough for them to come into the office. If we found out anything on that pre-qualification checklist that was a red flag, we didn't schedule the appointment. I said, why you dating folk that you ain't pre-qualified well enough that you know they even deserve a sit down with you?
Whoa.
They don't even deserve it. You're wasting my time. And that's what I found in recruiting. I had a lot of wasted appointment because I skipped the steps, overlooked stuff. Oh, he got a medical condition. We might be able to still work that. And then my station commander be like, why you bring him in here? You know he ain't going to be able to join with that. The same thing I leave with you. The same thing I leave with the women of God, the men of God. When you date it, pre-qualify better. Dig deeper. If they don't want to answer the question, what you had? I mean, I'm just asking a question. I don't know you. You don't know me. You dig, understand, didactic. And then I think in that process, you'll be able to move on to the next day. Maybe a date is worth having. Because the conversation over the phone and these text messages is real raunchy.
Yeah. You
ain't giving me enough on this.
Yeah.
I may not need to see you though, but I may just. But I ask questions, man. Don't let these dudes stop flaking and sending all this good morning, boo. How you doing? Good morning, beautiful. Good morning, beautiful text messages. That's open up. Open up. Give us dialogue. Beyond text messages. Phone calls work great.
Oh, I can't stand a text message.
Phone calls, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go old school. I mean, I'm going to help some of these young ones. Go old school. Pick up the phone and call. How you doing today? I just want to check in. Everything's straight. Be open up, and the biggest win for you is to be honest and transparent with her. Stop these lies. Lies get you in the bed. I lied all the time to get him in the bed. I had to look over there. You see when I said that. I ain't doing it now, y'all. I did, though. I lied a lot. Hey, I love you. Yeah. You the one.
Oh, so that's
you
because they that's a whole nother conversation.
Don't buy that. I need to test that.
Yeah.
I ain't saying drive it. I'm talking about I need to test.
Y'all.
Oh, wow. That made me laugh so hard on the inside.
We gonna land the plane because I know that we can have this conversation all day. So the one thing I do to end the segment is ask what was for a final thought. If I know we talked about a lot of things and I'm super excited. April 15th is your lunch date, you guys. We are definitely going to put his link down here. The real Geno Gardner. That is happening. It's happening. So y'all can go follow him.
So excited.
But out of everything that we've talked about today, if they didn't hear anything else, what is the last thing that you would like to leave?
If you are, remember, I want to leave you with remember. If God transformed you, he transformed you for a reason. Don't forget what he did. Because if you forget what he did, you'll miss what he's going to do. And I don't want you to miss what he's going to do, forgetting about what he did for you. And it's important to remember. I want you to recall your wins, recall your losses, but recall him being in the midst of it all. I want you to remember, because sometimes we get caught up in the moment and we forget. Remember what and is and how and who and where it happened. Because I'm going to tell you right now, victories I'm talking about, Christ-centered victories, because you're going to need those as you go through life. And I don't want you to ever forget that. Never forget who he is.
I love it. I love it. Y'all, this is none other than Geno Gardner. I appreciate you, PG.
Thank you.
I love you.
I appreciate you. Love you.
Desiree, you know I love you. Happy 50, baby.
Hey.
Happy 50. Happy 50 to you. Remember, we're here next week. Until then, life could be much more simple if you just ask. See you later.